so dang cold up in here, man. Oh my God. So today I got my 2015 Nissan Titan. What we're going to be doing is checking over all the suspension stuff from where I put the 6-inch lift on it. I did go back probably 2-3 days later, check all the bolts, make sure that they were all tight. And then what I'm going to be doing today though is just making sure that nothing's wearing excessively, there's no other issues. I really haven't looked at it since I did it. It's been probably 4,500 miles or so since I did that, which was also the last time I changed the oil. I run like 10,000 mile filters in here with full synthetic oil, and I typically will not let it go past 5,000 miles. The factory recommends 3,000 no matter which kind of oil you use. I don't do that, but yeah. I'm just going to cut the strap, and I'm going to redo this part later, the shield. I want to keep it because I like the fact that, you know, it guards the engine up there. I do want to be able to see the Rough Country logo and actually be able to see the front cross member. So what I'll end up doing is just bending these back, slice off a little bit here, a little there, and then I should be able to bolt it up or fasten it up. I'll figure something out. We'll do that on another video, but I'm just gonna cut this and then we're gonna reach behind here and do everything there. You thought I was gonna hit my face, didn't you? Yep, guess what? So did I. We're going to take this 14mm, get it locked on now. Make sure you got it set to loosen. Pop her loose. Then you're going to unscrew it. Make sure you got your catch pan under there because it's going to come out pretty quick, and since we're so far up, it's going to shoot out pretty far. It might even smack my flashlight right now. So I got a couple little dribbles, and then I'm going to pull, and boom. Woo, I barely missed that light too. Boom, right next to it. Ain't that crazy? This is the oil stream. It kind of looks solid right now. I'm gonna be using the Pure Leader Boss filter. I do not pay attention to this where it says 20,000 miles. It will be changed at 5,000 miles. So this is gonna be more than likely a 62mm 14 flute. I'm using a 64mm 14 flute, which barely fits on there a little bit. Hopefully it should pop off because I change my oil so frequently. I've never had an issue where it's seized on there. So we're gonna get this socket put on here. All right, now we make sure we twist it loose. Alright, now that that's that, what we can do is put our catch pan underneath here, because it will run straight off this chute right here and then fall straight down. And with mine, it's going to bounce off the bottom of this shield and then fall, hopefully, in my catch pan without soaking myself in oils. It's barely missing the shield right here. It's not that big of a deal though. It'll just stop it from rusting in the future. Alright. Let's go ahead and get this twisted off. I don't remember what filter this is. I think it's a pure liter filter still. Actually, come on. So we got the gasket wetted down, just a little bit of oil around the ring. That way it slides on there nice and gently and easily. Now we're gonna go up here, get it set on there, and then you just hand tighten it in. Where's the threads? There we go. So now we're going to twist it on there. Just get it really hand tight. This is a terrible angle. There we go. Okay. Take our 14 and just barely tighten this thing. Like, you want it to be tight because you don't want it to leak. As soon as you feel that thing stiffen up, right when you're like, should I push harder? Don't. That's good. I've done a lot of repairs on strip bolts. Every once in a while you can get lucky and put an oversized in there, oversized bolt, but you still got to rethread it, but you can get away with it. Most of the time though, it ends up cracking and not just stripping out. So then you got to change the whole oil pan. Sometimes they're not very cheap. Sometimes they ain't bad. So alright, so I had to use this zip strap, which is a bad idea because I can already see it stretching. Dang it. ×2. That should hold it. Hopefully soon I have some time. It won't take long, but it's still like an hour to 2 hours to figure out what all I want to do with that. Alright, now we're going to snip off our tails. Always leave just a little notch there. Alright, so let's give this a once over. Everything looks good. Looks like right there, for whatever reason, the rubber's like rubbing itself. These are my factory CV axles too. So they've been lasting. This is the 8-degree wedge. One thing I really like is with this one, you get these top brackets. I mean the side bolts. So you can get it positioned on there correctly, go ahead and snug them down. Then you just put on the center one and you can make sure that your bracket, your spacer's still there. This is two different LED kits that I wired together. They're the same brand, same model, all that stuff, but that was the only way to get. I wanted to make sure I had plenty of coverage. Sometimes you see them and they got those little itty bitty baby strips. The light over there is kind of messing with it a little bit. So you can do the strobe colors, solid colors. The other way looks better when I show it this way. That light back there, when I face the camera front ways, messes it up. Now we're going to go ahead and pop the hood. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and take off. I always have an issue with that though. This sucker's always stuck. I don't put it on there tight. I never had the issue with any other ones. Maybe I should just get a new oil cap. But we're gonna go ahead and fill that up. Got the Castrol Edge, high mileage. I got 104,000 on there now, but yeah. Pop, 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 pop. Dump, 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 dump it on in. Alright, got one in, now pop the other one. It takes about 6.5 to 7 quarts. I think it's right at 7 quarts. That's probably about right. Doing my cap. Oh, there it is. Now, we want to go ahead and check it. It's slightly over the full mark, which is where I want it to be. Get the oil off my hand. Okay, now just want to make sure I didn't have any trash in there because I set it down without thinking about it. Now that's that. I'm gonna pop this off for a second. Definitely do not want to rev this up right after you start it. You want to let it start, run, let that oil get cycled through, because that first couple seconds that it's running, maybe even a little longer, it's dry fire, so there's no oil in there. Now we're going to go ahead, pull our stick out. You need to let it sit for at least 20 or 30 seconds or so to let it settle all back down. Alright, while we're waiting a second, I'll show you this. This is another one of the kits. I was going to put it on, what the world? I bought it because it has the Op 7. From my experience, they've been pretty good. I did see some bad reviews where they said like the front one cut out. I've had them on here for, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months. I mean, I haven't had any issues out of them. This is the first time I've installed these ones, this specific set. So there is control modules and stuff like that. I ran those through the firewall and put them inside because a lot of people kept putting them outside for some reason. I don't know why you would do that. That's just kind of asking for a problem. And then some people also said that it was killing the battery. Me personally, I always wire lights to a toggle switch, whether they have on-off button or not. Because some people would say that they would randomly turn on and stuff like that. That would never happen with mine because I have a switch on the inside, which I'll show you here in a second, and that switch allows me to keep the power off all the time, and I can only turn it on when I want to. I also have 2 remotes for my set. Well, here, I'll show you the inside too. So this is the inside. They're actually pretty girthy. I mean, they have a nice covering over them. It doesn't feel cheap. The tape on them is some legit stuff. I don't know if it's 3M, but it's legit. It stays on there as long as you got your stuff clean. But you get the 2 side ones, you get the remote, you get the control module, the two front bolt, strips, of course, and all the good stuff. So we'll see how long they last. When I bought those, it was like $60. Nope, I lied. It was like $75, somewhere around there. But they put it on sale 2 days later. And I was like, what? So I emailed them. They never emailed me back. But no, it wasn't 2 days later. It was the next day. Well, that's that. Got the oil change done. Looked at everything. Only seen those 2 little spots on the CV axles that I pointed out. So all is well that ends well. Now it's time to get this thing out of here so I can start actually doing something I'm supposed to do today.